Do you feel like you're the same person you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago? Or do you feel like you're a lot different? Most people, they feel like they're the same person because most people don't know how to grow. And for a long time, I didn't know either. Like, literally, I felt like I was not changing at all. I just felt like I was the same person, doing the same thing, living the same life every single day for years. And honestly, this is a little side rant, but you're never going to be the same person. You're always going to go up or go down. So in reality, I wasn't the same person. I was getting worse. But I'm not going to get too deep into that. My point is, I, for so long, was not growing. And maybe you're not growing either. Maybe you're aware that you're not growing. Maybe you're aware that you're just doing the same things on repeat. And you want to break out that cycle, but you just don't know how. If that's you, this video is for you because I've been in your shoes, and I've learned how to get out, and I want to share what I learned with you so that you can start growing as a person today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, not next year, but today, okay? Now, before we get into this video or this topic, who am I? My name is Faith, and my goal is to help entrepreneurs, creators, and high achievers reach their goals by teaching you how to take action, stay consistent, and make goals happen. And in this video, I'm going to help you grow as a person if you haven't grown. If you think you're growing, like, if you can confidently tell me, yeah, Faith, a year ago I was completely different, but now I've grown so much, and this video isn't for you. But if you can't tell me that, you need this video. So how do you grow as a person? First, you gotta understand that there are areas of life you can grow in. And this really changed the game for me. I learned this concept in Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway by Susan Jeffers. That was actually my first self-help book I ever read, and has impacted me up until this day. It still has impacted me, like it still does so much. I need to reread that book. But regardless, in that book, she gave me this diagram. I'm going to have it pop up somewhere, or like a box, a chart. And in that were different categories of life. And seeing that just clicked something inside of me, and everything changed from that moment on. Because that diagram gave me a way to see life as more than just a broad thing, but as some specific areas I can focus on. Because for a long time, I never thought of life as, okay, life is my relationships, life is my physical health, life is my finances, life is my career, life is my spirituality. I just thought life is just life and I just have to grow in it. But when you can break life down into compartments, now you can say, okay, well, how am I growing in my spirituality? How am I growing in my personal development? How am I growing in my relationships? How am I growing in my finances? How am I growing in my career? You see how, like, it's such a difference in saying I just want to go in life, but you don't really know how, and you're doing the same things on repeat, hoping that you'll just be better, instead of looking at the areas of life, like literally looking at areas of life and being specific and asking, how can I grow in this area? How can I grow in that area? So what I want you to do is get a sheet of paper and write down the areas of life that are important to you, that you want to grow in. You don't have to follow the box I gave you. You can come up with your own. But those are just examples you can use. You can add on anything else, you can take things out, or you can use what I gave you. But the gist is, I want you to have a diagram of your whole life. I literally have, I'll show you a picture of it, but I have my whole life up on my wall so I can see it every day. And I'm reminded and prompted to think about, how can I grow in those areas? I'm no longer going through life just blindly hoping some good thing will fall on me and I just grow me better. I'm going through life asking myself these questions. How can I make myself better in these specific areas? And if you can do that too, you will grow every single day as a person, I promise you. Alright, now, if you watch this far into the video and you like my vibe, you like the message, you think I'm helping you, I'm giving you some value, you might as well go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because I do make videos like this every single day because I want to help you with your goals. Alright? So, hopefully you have taken the time, like right now, pause the video and write a list or make a box like I showed you of your whole life, of what you want to focus on, the areas that are important to you. And you can even let me know, let me know in the comments too. Let me know what you're thinking. What did you write down? So now you're halfway to the point of being able to grow. The second thing you gotta do is, once every week, I want you to look at the areas and ask yourself, what is one goal I can accomplish in these areas? That's it. What is one goal? And if you ask yourself that every single week, you'll be growing every single week, every single day as a person, because now you're putting energy into areas of your life that you want to grow in. You're literally putting goals in your path, the goals you can accomplish in a week. Okay, don't just say, oh, my spirituality, what can I do this week? Oh, I'll meditate 1,000 times. Like, no, set something you can do in a week. And as you're doing these things, you will start noticing your growth and your development, because now you're doing more. For instance, in my personal development area, I put read a few chapters, read 3 chapters in this one book. Simple. You can do that in a week. In my physical health, I put go to the gym and run twice. That's simple. On my finances, I said save $200 my paycheck. Like simple things like that will really change the game for you. And of course, if you want to say, okay, actually, I don't want to do weekly goals, I want to do monthly goals, I want to do yearly goals, you can do that, right? I'm just saying weekly goals for beginners. If you're just new to this, I don't want to overwhelm you and have you thinking, okay, what can I do the month, what can I do in the year? It's easier to start with a week. But if you're kind of new in this and you're not new, then yeah, do a month, do a year. You can do that. But just for beginners, I would say do weekly goals. Now, if you get into the habit of one time, every single week, you ask yourself, what goal can I accomplish in these areas of my life? And then you work throughout the week to accomplish them. And you don't have to accomplish all of them, right? If you accomplish like 80% of them, that's great. If you accomplish 70% of them, that's great. 50%, that's great. Because why? Think about what you're doing last week, last month, last year. You weren't doing this. So you don't have to accomplish all the goals. All that matters is that you're intentional about your growth. You set goals that will help you grow in the different areas of your life, and you take some form of action to grow in at least one area of that life, and everything will change for you. Alright? So hopefully this video makes sense to you. The action steps I can give you are: 1, write down a list or make a box of your whole life, and then determine what day you're going to ask yourself, what goal can you accomplish in these areas? For me, every Sunday, early in the morning, I do this. Every Sunday, I hold my weekly accountability, and I set goals for the week, right? So you can do the same thing. It only takes like 15 minutes. It does not take long, but I promise you, those 15 minutes will change your life in ways you never thought before, all right? So hopefully this video makes sense to you. Hopefully you got some value from it. If you did, give it a like, comment, and let me know what you're going to be focusing on, and maybe we can come up with some goals together. And as always, remember, take action, stay consistent, make your goals happen, and I will see you later.